What's up, everybody? Alan Kiesel here. Thanks for checking in. So I've been working on my Facebook Ads Agency Masterclass video, and after talking to so many people this week and realizing that most people out there are running Facebook ads and they don't have the Facebook pixel installed, I said, you know what? I'm just going to share this lesson out there and hopefully people start installing it, because you really won't get the success that you can running Facebook ads if you don't have the Facebook pixel installed. So in this lesson, I'm going to share what the Facebook pixel is, how to create a new one, how to install it on your website, whether it's an HTML site, a WordPress site, or a ClickFunnels if you're using ClickFunnels. In other lessons in my course, I'll teach you how to install it on Shopify and some other different platforms. But for right now, I think you'll get pretty far with those three. I'm also going to teach you how to set up conversion tracking, so we're making sure we're tracking leads and sales or whatever it is that you're looking to get from your Facebook ads. I'm going to teach you how to set up custom audiences and lookalike audience with using your Facebook pixel to really get the biggest bang for your buck when running Facebook ads. And if you don't know what my course is, the Facebook Ads Agency Masterclass, I urge you to click the link below and check it out. This is for anybody looking to make money running Facebook ads. So if you're just a business and you're looking to generate more leads for your business, because let's face it, leads are the money that makes the business go. If you don't have leads, you're not going to make money, right? If you're looking to make money online and you've been looking at different ways and you just haven't figured it out, I'm going to show you how you can start an ads agency from nothing, with no knowledge, and make 6 figures a year inside your first year, guaranteed. You're going to look over my shoulder. I'm going to show you everything you need to know about running Facebook ads. I'm going to show you how to access your clients' accounts and run ads under their accounts. I'm going to show you how to get new clients on autopilot coming in every month, booking calls with you. And if you're an existing agency and you're just looking to add a new flow of income to your pipeline, well, this is definitely the course for you, because Facebook ads is very, very profitable if you're an agency. All right, enough about that though. Let's get to the lesson and learn how to install this Facebook pixel. Welcome back to the course, everyone. Today, our lesson is going to be on the Facebook pixel, and the Facebook pixel is a piece of code for your website that lets you measure, optimize, and build audiences for your ad campaigns. And why this is so important: the Facebook pixel is going to allow you to start tracking things on your website. So when someone clicks on an ad in Facebook and they go to your website or your landing page or wherever you take them to, you want to be able to track what they're doing. Maybe you're expecting these people to purchase something or fill out a lead form, and the only way to track that is through the Facebook pixel. And by doing this as well, one, we can run tests and we can see which ads are working better to get us the most conversions. We can also build custom audiences and lookalike audiences from the Facebook pixel. So some of the benefits of using the Facebook pixel, as I mentioned, conversion tracking. So this is what happens after a person interacts with your ads. They can make a purchase, fill out a lead form, whatever it happens to be, and we'll be able to track it all and see what they're actually doing and which ads and which campaigns and different things are bringing in the most of what we're looking to achieve. Custom audiences, like I mentioned, create audiences based on actions taken on your website. So showing an ad to someone who visited your website but didn't take action, or maybe someone added something to their cart on your store but they didn't actually purchase whatever they added. So we can go and show them a discount code on Facebook to try to get them back. There's so many different things that we can do there. Lookalike audiences, this is tremendous, and this is another big benefit from the Facebook pixel. So if you want to create audiences that have similar characteristics to people that took a certain action, so find people who are similar to people who filled out your lead form, or similar to your highest paying customers by LTV, lifetime value. This is a big thing right here, because Facebook has characteristics on each person that uses Facebook, and by giving them an audience and saying find me more, which we're going to get into, so don't worry about that yet, you can tell Facebook, go out there and find me more of people like this. So when you're starting ads for yourself or for your clients, you can say, if you have a list of existing customers or your email list or people that have filled out the lead form, you can use this to go out and tell Facebook to find more people like this with similar characteristics. And we're going to see the benefits of this later on in the course. But for now, just know that the Facebook pixel is what we're going to be able to use that's going to track all this stuff and allow us to obviously get our ads performing better in the future. So conversion tracking, I just want to go into this a little bit more. And conversion tracking allows you to see which campaigns, ad sets, and ads are performing better based on a certain objective. So like I said, if you're looking to generate leads, right, you can see which ads, if you're testing different headlines or different images in your ads, you can see which ones are bringing in more leads or bringing in more purchases. It helps you understand your return on investment, your ROI, and make better informed decisions about your ad spend and where you're spending your money. Two types of events that you can track inside of Facebook are standard events, which are Facebook's predefined events that you can use, like leads and purchases, or you can create custom events, right? These are your own events that you want to track that Facebook, might not know about, or just something different that you want to track, just whatever your business needs are. So an example of that is someone who shared a piece of your content. So maybe you have something on your website that you want everybody to go out there and share on social media. You can actually track this to see how many people are sharing this, for again, based on different ads and things like that. So we're going to go into setting up events as well, but I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of conversion tracking and why it's so important. And if you're running Facebook ads, you definitely want to get this Facebook pixel installed before you run any ads so you can start getting data right off the bat. So again, when we install Facebook Pixel, there are a couple of ways to do this. You can manually install the code yourself on your website. So if you have a little bit of knowledge, or you have a general understanding of how to do this, you can do it as well. It does require a little bit of knowledge, but it's nothing crazy. There's also partner integration. So if you run a Shopify store, or you have a WordPress website, or tons of different ones that it integrates with, and I'll show you some of them later on, you can just use these, and it makes it super simple to install these. Again, it's nothing crazy. Unless you have a really complex website, you don't feel comfortable doing it, I definitely recommend you hire somebody. But otherwise, if it's just a pretty standard HTML website, it should be fairly simple. Really quick, just to go over how to manually install it and where to install it. So you add your Facebook pixel tracking code to the head section of your website. This is a little image from Facebook, but it just kind of shows you here. So usually in the header of your website, you have your head, then you'll have other metadata and different scripts and styles that load for your website. And then under it is where you're going to put the Facebook pixel code. You're going to want to put it right before the closing head tag. So as you can see here, 1, you have your website's original code, 2, your Facebook pixel base code, and 3, your standard and custom event code. Right off the bat, it's going to start tracking page views for you. So Facebook's going to give you a snippet of code. You install this on your site, and it's going to start tracking things. Then you can also, as you'll see in that section, you can track add to carts and leads and purchases when people do certain actions. So if you have a thank you page after someone fills out a form, on your thank you page, you would put this tracking code for a lead, or whatever you want to classify that form submission as, but you would put that on the thank you page. Or if you're a little bit more advanced and there's events and different things like that you can listen to and fire them off there, all the better. But again, you can make this pretty simple if you want. That's pretty much it. Let's go into the code and then Facebook's business manager and see how we would create a pixel, see how we would install it on our website, see how we can create custom audiences and lookalike audiences, and really see the power of this Facebook pixel. So the first thing we're going to do is create a new Facebook pixel. So we'll start on our business manager like we usually do, and we'll go create a pixel. So there's a couple different ways that we can get there. One, you can go up to this menu here on the top left, which is your gateway into everything Business Manager. You can see there's an Events Manager in Pixels. So if you want to click on Pixels, it'll take you to the Pixels section of Events Manager. And just so you know, they're called data sources. So data sources are Facebook pixels and different things. And if you want, you can add a new one. So you'll see I have a legacy one in here. It'll probably let you create one right there, but you can always click Add New Data Source and click on Facebook Pixel. The other way to go about it is if you're on Business Manager, you can click on Business Settings up here to the top right. This will open up the business settings in a new tab. And down here on the left, again, you see these data sources, and you can click on Pixels. This will show you a list of pixels that you have under your Business Manager, as well as some information on the selected pixel. If you want to create a new pixel, you just click on Add. It'll pop up this little interactive window that you can use to set up the pixel, track events, and things like that. So you're going to give it a name, whatever name that'll represent this pixel that you'll remember and know it's your pixel. Usually just name it after the website or the client or something like that. So for now, I'll leave it as Alan's Courses Pixel. And if you want to set it up easily, there are a couple ways you can do this. So I'll show you this way because to me, it seems like the easiest for everybody to understand. So I'm going to put in a website that I created, and it's called html.alankiesel.com. And I've also set up a WordPress one. So in this lesson, we're going to learn how to set up the Facebook pixel on a standard HTML website, a WordPress website, and also a ClickFunnels site if you use ClickFunnels. Down the road, we'll go into other platforms that we can install it on. But for now, these three should get us majority of the way there. So we're going to enter the website that we've set up, and by clicking continue, it's going to show us different options that we have for installing the Facebook pixel on the site. So here you go. You can see, are you ready to set up your pixel? Yes, we obviously are. That's why we're here. So we can continue managing the business, which we don't want to do. We want to set up this pixel right now. So how are we going to do it? And this is what I was talking about earlier. So you have your partner integrations, you can manually edit, or if it's a complex website and you just don't feel comfortable, you can also email instructions to a developer. Definitely recommended so you don't go in there and screw anything up. So if we want to add code using a partner integration, we would click this one. Again, this is like WordPress and Shopify and things like that. Right now, we're going to manually add the pixel code to our website. In the first step, like I said, we're going to use a HTML website I built that's very, very basic, but we'll show you how to set up the Facebook pixel inside of it. So we'll click this button. It's going to give you the base code that you're going to put on your website inside of that head tag, and will allow you to turn on automatic advanced matching. Always recommended. This just lets them go out there and try to match people up on there with email addresses and things like that. And then we're going to test the code. So we're going to copy this code right here. This is the base code. Again, it's always going to track a page view, which you can see there. So I'm going to open up an editor to the website that I have here. And this is the very, very bare bones basic HTML website that I created, just so you can kind of see the structure of it. So you always have your HTML surrounding tags, you have your head tags next, and then your body. So as they mentioned, we want to put it immediately before the closing head tag. So we're going to put this right here. So as you can see, like I mentioned before, it is always going to track page views. So every time someone goes to a page, that page view will be tracked. And then if we want to set up an event, we'll put that on a page and that'll start being tracked. But we don't want events to fire on every page. We do want page views on every page so we can kind of see where they're going. If we want to use specific pages to create audience down the road, we can do that. Let me save this to make sure it gets uploaded. I'm going to enter it one more time here, and we're going to click Send Test Traffic. Now it'll open up the new tab, and you'll see this is a sample website for Alan's course. If we view the source, we're going to see that that code is now in here directly before the head code. So what I want to do real quick is I want to take a step back, and there are ways besides just doing the Facebook setup. So now you'll see here real quick that it is set up, and we have our active state. So it can see that we had a page view and it knows we're active. So pretty much at this point, our pixel's installed, and then we can take it further by setting up events. But I want you to install something in Chrome, and right now it's only set up for Chrome, but it's Facebook's Pixel Helper extension, and it's on there. If you do a quick search, you'll come to the Facebook page for developers, or you can enter this URL if you really want to copy that bad boy down. But again, the Pixel Helper, you download it, install it, and you're going to get a little icon up here, and this is the Facebook Pixel Helper, so you can see what's being fired on every single page. So obviously with Facebook, there's a lot more going on, but if you want to go to that page we set up before, and now you'll see here we have a page view, and then they also have a automatically detected microdata. So if you have other things like social tags and whatnot inside your code, it will pick those up, but it can tell that a pixel is installed, and then you can track events. So if we put an event on a thank you page to say that there was a lead or whatever, again, whichever event we want to use for it, when we go there, we would click on this icon up here and we can see that the event was fired. So we'll know, is this working properly? If not, again, you can see these in Facebook, but I always recommend having the Facebook Pixel Helper installed because it's just going to give us a little bit more info about what's being sent and making sure new things that you've set up, or if you have events set up in your code, you can test it and just make sure things are firing. So go ahead, get that Facebook Pixel Helper and get that installed. So let's hop back here. So we are active, we are good. We are going to click continue. And we are now ready to set up events. So you can use Facebook's event setup tool. I want to show you how to do it without it though. So this is actually a step-by-step. It'll walk you through it, how to get events set up on your site. But let's just go to manually add event code. And this is the pixel code section for events. So you can choose up here what type of event. So obviously if you're an e-commerce and retail store, an online store, you would select that and get different options. So let's just say, we'll just go with that for now. Right now, so you can see that there's view content, search, someone adds something to a wish list, add something to a cart. These are all Facebook standard events that they give you that you can use. So add the cart code. You can go in here, you can pick the value, the currency, and you can, again, it gets a little crazy. We'll go into it further down the road, but for now, I just want to show you kind of the options that you have. So if someone subscribes to your product or your service, if they contact you via your contact form, you can do that as well. So let's just say we want to go by contact. So we're going to go to contact here, and it's going to give us the code. We're going to copy this snippet right here, and it's just letting us know that we're going to be tracking a contact event. So as you can see below it, it says paste the contact event code immediately after the body, right? So just after the head where the body code opens. So we're going to do that. We're going to jump back in to our website code, and we are going to add that immediately after the opening body tag. I'm not going to go into styling and spaces and everything right now. I just want to get it in there and show you. You can make it look pretty after. So that's it. We're going to save it. We're going to hop back into the website. Here we go. And now you'll see there's a Facebook pixel firing off again in the Facebook pixel helper, but now we have a new one. So we have the contact event that was fired. So like I said, it's really good to have this pixel helper because you can see what's firing. If things happen certain times down the road on a page, you'll also be able to see when it happens as well. So I definitely recommend, again, getting this installed. But you can see, so now we have the page view that we saw before, and we also have the contact, which is great. So something to remember here too, which is awesome in the power of the Facebook pixel, is that it's going to know who this person was from Facebook that filled out this form and contacted you. So as we're building these up over time, we're getting more and more people contacting you. We can go out there and create audiences, which you're going to see soon, that are similar to these people that are filling out your form, which should bring your conversion rates up much higher. So let's go back to Facebook just to make sure everything's good on their end. They're not seeing any activity yet. They will shortly. So if we want, we can go to test events. And this is going to open up a new tab, and this is inside Events Manager. This is where you test events. So you can enter your URL. You don't have to do it, just now. You can do it anytime down the road when you're trying to track events and make sure they're coming through to Facebook. So we'll open this site up again, just like we usually do. We'll see here it is tracking, so we're good there. And now Facebook has updated. So you're going to see that it's receiving activity. It's good. Green light's good. Red light's bad. You're going to see we have a page view, what time it came in, and a contact, which is great. So just give you an idea too, these test events in this section, they're not going to report on your pixel when you run these. So you can run them as many times as you want. It's not going to start throwing off your data that you're really collecting from ads that are running. But it shows you the website, it'll show you some information and the time again. You can filter it, you can clear it if you want to run new tests so it doesn't get messy. That's entirely up to you. But at this point, we have our Facebook pixel created. We've installed it on our website. We've installed the Facebook pixel helper extension for Chrome, and we set up a contact event that we know 100% is being reported because we've confirmed it in the Facebook pixel helper, and we've also confirmed it in the test events section of Facebook's Events Manager. So next step, I want to go into WordPress and getting this installed on your WordPress website. Okay, so here we are. We're going to install the Facebook pixel on the WordPress website. So what I've done is I've created a bare bones fresh install of WordPress just to walk you through what it would look like. I'm sure you're going to have content and plugins and things like that, so it'll be a little different, but the general idea is the same. So once we're in here and we're on our pixel screen, what we're going to do is we're going to click on Open an Events Manager on the top right here. And this is going to take us to the events section of this pixel, which is where we were before. And again, this is going to give you the overview, what events have come in, what type of events. You can, do a couple different things here. You can change them up. You can, filter. You can pick the days you want to see them, and then we're going to focus on the top right here. So we're going to create an audience. If you want to, you can create a custom conversion, which we'll talk about later on in the course, and we'll also click on here, setup. So right now, we're not going to want to set up a new event. We're just going to want to install the pixel on the WordPress site. So if you ever want to install the pixel that you're already using on another site, you're going to click here to get instructions on how to do it. So you can click on manually add pixel code to website, which we did before. If it's any site you're using that you feel comfortable just being able to get into and drop that code in, again, go that route. If you want to have it, pretty much handed to you on a platter, go with the partner integration. So as you can see here, we are using WordPress, so we'll go with that. We're going to look for WordPress inside of this list, but as you can see, there are tons and tons of different platforms that you can generate the pixel installation code for. So again, if you're using Shopify, if you're using HubSpot or Magento for your e-commerce store, WooCommerce for your e-commerce store, right now we're going to focus on WordPress, but you can see there's tons of different options here based on your needs. So we're going to click on website, and it's going to walk us through a little bit. So like we said before, we're going to make sure we have advanced matching turned on. We are going to download the Facebook Pixel extension, and this is a zip file. So this is pretty much a WordPress plugin like you would install any other WordPress plugin, but they're going to set it up for you, and they're going to put your Facebook Pixel code and everything in there for you so you don't have to do it manually. So this is absolutely easy to do, and I definitely recommend if you have a WordPress site, just going this route because it's super easy. So we're going to click on download. Okay, and then we're going to click on continue. And it's going to pretty much walk you through it. So I'm going to show you as well, but this is going to show you how to do it. So you're going to go to your dashboard, again, plugins. You're going to click on add new. You're going to upload the plugin. And again, this is the Facebook Pixel. It's telling you the file you downloaded, so you can go into your system and look for it in case you have other things that look similar. And you're going to click on activate the plugin. And then we're going to verify it. So here we go. So obviously it's saying it's active because we have it installed in the other site. But again, we're going to use this Facebook Pixel Helper Chrome extension like we installed before to make sure it is working on that website. Let's hop over to this WordPress fresh install that I have here. And we're going to do like it said. We're going to go to plugins and we're going to click on add new. And then we're going to click on upload plugin. We're going to choose a file, install now. And just like it said, we're going to hit activate plugin. So now you can see we have the official Facebook plugin, and it's pretty much set up for you. So if you go into settings, you can see it has your Pixel ID already in there, and the advanced matching is turned on. So it's already set up for you. They make it super, super easy to do this. And if you're using a different integration, if you're using, WooCommerce or other things, it's going to have the same type of setup just for whatever platform it is. So let's go back over to the Facebook Pixel setup, and we'll click on continue. And then we can go about adding events and things like that. So right now I just want to focus on actually getting the Pixel installed. But when you go to that website, so let's go over to our courses page. And you'll see here on the top right with our Facebook Pixel Helper that we have a page view. So our Pixel is firing now on the site, and we have a page view. Now, if you're using things like Gravity Forms or any other type of forms on your site that you want to start tracking, you can also set up events and things like that in there. But for right now, I just again want to show you how to get it installed and show you how to make sure that it is tracking. If you want, you can enter your website URL here, and I'm going to click open website. It's obviously going to open a new tab just like it did earlier, and you can set up events and whatnot. So you can track a new button, which is very cool here. So if you want to do things automated and you don't want to go in and install these things, you can click on track a new button or track a URL. And like I said, if you have a form and the form goes to a thank you page, you can use that thank you page to start registering your form submissions and things like that. So really cool and really quick. I just want to show you. So if you click track a button, it'll show you the buttons on the site. So let's say you want to fire an event every time someone clicks on a search. They enter a search and they click on the search button. So we'll go ahead and we'll click that. You can select the type of event. So these are the standard events that come with it. So search should be in here. And we'll just click confirm. And this actually set up a search event for you automatically on your website. So let's just go to finish setup. And we'll click on finish. It was helpful, but we're not worried about that right this second. And we're going to confirmation. So this will take us back to our test events in Events Manager. So we're going to go to that test events section like we had before, and we'll be able to watch all incoming events. Let's go back to the site. And let's refresh it. And now if someone types this in and they click on search, so you can see here that the button click was automatically detected. So again, this is that event that you set up using that setup tool. It's automatically set up in here and it is firing. So if we go back to that test event section, you will see there's a search. So I pulled it in from the new website, wordpress.alankiesel.com, and you'll see as you add other ones. So if you have a Shopify store and you're using the same pixel to track information, they'll also be here as well once the events start coming in. So again, you just see that it was wordpress.alankiesel.com and click button with text search. So they filled out that search request and they hit the search button and it went there and it tracked it for you. Now you can do this obviously manually in your code, but Facebook does make it easy if you aren't experienced with editing code or working in theme files, or you're not really sure what plugin to use. You can use something like this and just start tracking events. So if they click on a phone number or they click on a contact form or whatever it is, you can set them up that way as well. So that is installing the Facebook pixel on your WordPress website, setting up events to start tracking, and using the test events and the Facebook pixel helper to make sure that these are installed and tracking properly. Next, we will talk about how to install the Facebook pixel helper on your ClickFunnels page if you're using ClickFunnels. So what I've done here is created a new ClickFunnels funnel using some basic templates, and I'm going to show you how to install the Facebook pixel on ClickFunnels, as well as set up some events to make sure we're tracking when people are filling out the forms. So we are back in our events manager and we are looking at our Alan's Courses pixel, and we are going to set up again. So we're going to click this setup, and this time we're going to install the pixel. We are going to install the code manually because there are no partner integrations currently with ClickFunnels. So we're going to click install code manually, and we're going to get our base code. So this is just like we did earlier, just a little bit different looking. So we're going to copy the code and we're going to click on continue. So when we go to ClickFunnels now, this is our funnel that we're in. Yours might look a little different depending on how many steps you have and what your layout looks like. But I just grabbed a basic template that comes with ClickFunnels that you can grab without editing at all. So there are a couple ways you can do this. Some people go into the edit page section and then they go into the settings and they look for tracking code and they'll enter it here. Now this is great, but if you have multiple steps inside of your funnel, which most people do, you're gonna have to do this on every page and manage it. So I don't like putting it here. You can again if you want, but I usually save this section for firing off events and doing something custom. So let's step back a little bit. So we're gonna step back and we're going to go up here to settings, and this is your funnel, your global funnel settings. So right here you have head tracking code and you have body tracking code. We're going to focus on the head tracking code because again, that's where Facebook is telling us to put this Facebook pixel snippet. So we're going to paste it right in here, and what this is going to do is add it to every single step of our funnel. Now, all we have to worry about doing is setting up the event on the last page, the thank you page. So when people fill out the form and they go to the thank you page, it fires that lead event and Facebook knows who they are and we get notified. So we're going to go down and we are going to save and update settings. And then we're going to open this up here. This will visit your funnel URL and you will see right here, now we're tracking that Facebook pixel that we were before, and we're getting that page view. And if we added more pages to this, it will be there as well, which you'll see in the next step. So let's hop on back over. We're going to set up automatic advanced matching like we were before. Right now, we're just going to collect emails, so we won't have to worry about any of this. Let's just put on first and last name if we want. Again, this is the customer info you want to send. So as people are filling out these forms, Facebook will get it, and they'll try to match these people up. And this is our setup tool. Just like we did before, we can go do that, but I want to install it manually just so you can see the steps. So we will click install events using code. But if you want to use the setup we used before on the WordPress site, you can click that here. It'll open up the site in a new tab and you can do it that way. Looks like there's a little issue here. Usually that should take you to the step of installing it and opening the event setup tool. Doesn't look like it's going to work. So we're going to close this out, and I haven't shown you yet, but we can get to the events this way. So you can click on setup events and it's going to open up that event setup window. So one, we've already installed the base code, and now we're going to add the event code. Again, we don't want to use the recommended setup tool. We're just going to manually add the code. And here we go. So we've seen this section before, nothing new here. We are pretty much going to track a lead because that's what we're looking for here. But again, if you have someone purchasing something and you want to put it on that order confirmation page, you can do that. Pretty much anything you want to do. But right now, I am just looking for a lead. So there are other events down here. You can, again, either switch between these up here, these industries, or you can click on see more events and you're going to get some more. So right now, we're looking for the lead event. and we're going to copy the event code. So we can set parameters too, which we haven't really gone over yet. We'll go over later on in this course, but these are conversion values in the currency. So if, a lead to you is worth X amount of dollars, or if you're giving away something for $7, you can put that value in there on the purchase. So, and you can also set up custom ones as well. We're not going to do that for this. Right now, we're just tracking a lead. Someone went to that page, they fill out their information, and they landed on the thank you page. So we're going to shut this, and it's going to give you the code just like before. We can copy the code to the clipboard, and it's going to tell us where to put it. Again, it's right after the opening body tag, so we'll go do that. So we're going to hop back over here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to switch over to the thank you page. This is where they will go once they fill out that form. So we're going to edit the page. And up here, we're going to go to, just like I showed you before, to the tracking code section. And this will be in the header, which will work fine here. You can put it in the footer code, but right now in the header, that'll actually still fire it off. We don't have to worry about adding the initial base code because that'll be on every page since we set it up in the global settings area. But this tracking code will only fire on this specific page. So again, just so you can see here, we're tracking a lead. If it was a purchase, it would say purchase here, and so on and so forth. So let's close this. Let's save it. And instead of going to, through the whole funnel just to see how we get here, I'm just going to show you a preview of this so you can see that it is working. So we go to this page and boom, we now have a lead. So we can see that the lead was fired, the page view was fired, and the pixel was fired from the global settings. So when we go into this area, again, this is always takes a little while. So just go to your test events section and you will be able to see that that lead has come through, which it hasn't yet. Sometimes it takes a little while, but let's just run it one more time to see why that isn't being fired yet. So we can see that it is showing the page view and it is showing the lead. So it should be there. And there it is. So sometimes it does take a little time. You just have to give it, a minute or so. But you can see that there was a page view and there was a lead, and it's on this thank you page. So again, there's different ways you can do it. I'll show you later on. You can set up a custom conversion where you're looking for this thank you in there. But to me, I always like installing the code and making sure I'm really doing it, because if you went the other route of just looking for a thank you in the URL, and maybe you have another page or another funnel that's using this code and they also have a thank you page, it could screw things up a little bit. So just be very specific. You can set it up to fire on that page, and there's nothing to worry about. So that's it. So we've now set up the Facebook pixel on a ClickFunnels funnel, and we've also set up an event to fire on the thank you page. Next up, we'll go into creating custom audiences now that we have some data coming into this pixel. So we're going to start back on our pixel settings screen. And one thing I forgot to mention, so if you're going to set up custom audiences and lookalike audiences, they need to be set up on your ad account. So we're going to use our pixel to get this data, but it will essentially be on your ad account. So what we're going to need to do first is we're going to need to link our pixel to an ads account, and then we can go into creating custom audiences and lookalike audiences. So there's a couple different ways you can do this, but I'm going to show you right now a pretty quick way how to get over there. So if you're on this pixel screen in your business settings and you have your pixel selected, you can just click on add assets, and you're going to go to this add assets pop-up, and you're going to see ad accounts. So you can see that Alan's course's ad account is here. There's now any other ad accounts that you have access to will be populated here, so you can share them. This is how you would add or remove access. So we're just going to click on it and click add, and that's pretty much it. We're done. So that's exactly how you go and assign different ad accounts to your pixels. Now you can also add different people to your pixels if you want to give somebody else access to it and what they have access to, just viewing data or managing them. You can do that from here as well, assigning partners. There's a couple different things you can do. I don't want to go too much into that now, but I want to show you right now how you would create a custom audience from this pixel. So we're going to go back into our events manager screen. And this is, again, where we had those test events where we could see those. We can get back to our settings for the pixel and whatnot. So on the left-hand side here, if you go down to settings, this is another way that you can add ad accounts or business manager accounts to your Facebook pixel. You would just click right here and click share with ad account. It's going to take you back over there, and you can go that way as well. So again, like everything in Facebook Business Manager, there's a few different ways to get there. But once we're in this section and we have our pixel selected, we are going to go back up into this top right section, and we're going to click on create audience. This will give us the option to either create a custom audience or a lookalike audience. For the first step, we're going to create a custom audience because that's what you need to do to create a lookalike audience as well. So we're going to click on custom audience. We're going to see our ad account is here. Now, if we didn't assign the pixel to that ad account, right now it would be asking you to create a new pixel, which obviously we don't want to do. So just always make sure that you assign the pixel to the ad account before doing something like creating custom audiences. So we're going to select that ad account, and we're going to click next. So this is going to open the create a website custom audience window. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add people to your audience, and then we need to name the audience so we can find it later on. So there's a couple different things you can do as far as creating a custom audience. You can use the events that were fired. So before, like we were firing lead events and purchase events and things like that. So let's say, for example, you wanted to show something to people that went to your page and didn't fill out the form. They didn't get to the thank you page. So you want to exclude everybody that went to the thank you page, and you just want to show a discount or something to people, a different ad for people that went to that page but didn't fill out the form. So how you would do that is you would click on people who meet any of the following criteria, right? So you can do any or all, and that would mean people who went to any of these pages or people who went to all of these pages. So you also here are going to select your pixel. So if you have multiple pixels, you can decide which pixel that you want to use for this custom audience. And then you can take this drop down here and you're going to see all website visitors. So you can, take anybody who's visited your website over a certain amount of time. You can pick on people who visited specific pages and people who were visitors by time spent on a page. So if you want people that were there for 30 seconds or more, they were really viewing the content, you can target those people. And then, like I said, you can also pick from your events. So page views, contacts, leads, and searches. As your events start populating more and more on the pixel, you'll get more options here. They're only going to show you from the events you have, obviously, so you can actually create people that did something realistic on your page. So what we're going to do right now is, just for the meantime, we're going to go into people who visited specific pages. So you need to obviously know what your URLs are. We used opt-in before, so I'm going to punch that in now. But anything, so if your page is /welcome or whatever it happens to be, you can put that here, and you can do contains or doesn't contain or equals if you know the exact URL, or you can do multiple different pages in here. So if you want to select a few different pages, maybe you have a couple different landing pages and then a thank you page, and you want to put those landing pages in first, you can do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to exclude people. So this could be, again, we're going to use this pixel right here, and we're going to say people who visited specific pages, right? And contains thank you. So what we've done now is we have created an audience of people who went to our opt-in page but didn't go to the thank you page, right? So anybody that went to the thank you page, we're excluding them. And again, there's so many different combinations and options you can do, but I just want to give you kind of an overview of what you can do and how to create a custom audience. So now we can go and create ads to target these people, try to get them back to the page and fill out that form, or whatever we'd like them to do. But this is how you would do something like that, and we can name the audience. And that's it. So now we click on create audience, and it'll take a little time for it to build this audience, but it's going to start going out there and finding all these people. And as people are added, it's going to do that as well and just keep adding these people to it so we can target these people. So if they go to our landing page, they don't fill out the form, and they go to Facebook, they're going to see our ad that we're going to create in the future. So as I said, once this is created, you can now go create an ad to target those people, or you can create a lookalike audience. And a lookalike audience, what that's going to say is, I want you to go out there, Facebook, and find more people like this audience that I've created. So if you want to do the reverse that you did before, and you want to get everybody who visited the thank you page, because these type of people fill out your lead form, you can say, okay, Facebook, I want you to go out there and find more people that are like these people. And this is going to increase your likelihood of people coming to your landing page and filling out the form. So we're going to step into the lookalike audience right now. We're not going to create ads in this video. You would click on create a lookalike audience. And again, before we go there, I just want to show you that you can click up here and create an audience, and then there would be custom audience that we saw before and the lookalike audience, and you can go that route. But we're going to click on create a lookalike audience. It's going to open a new window. And we're going to have our audiences here that we've picked. So here is going to be a list of all the audience you have, whether the lookalike audiences or custom audiences or audiences that you've created in your ads, which you'll see later on in this course. You're going to pick your ad account up here, and you're going to see the audiences. Now you can do by type, so you can have custom, lookalike, or saved from your ads, availability, source, but let's just focus on this area, and we'll go deeper into this section down the road in our course. So we're going to click on people who didn't fill out the lead form. Now, make pretend for the sake of this course that we decided to make custom audience for people that did fill out the thank you and we want to use them. So we would go here and we would go to create an audience. Now you see it's pending, and this is what I mentioned before. It's going to take some time for this to populate and start filling up with people that are coming in. And as the pixel's firing, it's going to be adding these people to it. But just remember, it's going to take a little bit of time for this to happen. So what we're going to do here is we're going to click on create a lookalike audience. And we're going to select our lookalike source. So if we go here, you're going to see value-based sources, and these are going to be your pixels. And over here, you're going to have your other sources, right? So these are pages. So you can use so many different things to create a lookalike audience. You can upload lists of your existing customers. You can do so many different things. But what we're going to do is we're going to look for our custom audience that we created. And we are going to see people who didn't fill out the lead form. If we want to create a new source, again, we can do that as well. You can do a custom audience right from here, custom audience with LTV, so your highest lifetime value customers you can use to create an audience, different things. But we're going to select our audience that we created before and our audience size. So how many audiences do we want to create? Now, this slider that you have down here is 0 to 1%, and you can see it says audience size ranges from 1 to 10% of the combined population of your selected ad set locations. A 1% lookalike consists of the people most similar to your lookalike. Increasing the percentage creates a bigger, broader audience. So again, what does that mean? 0 to 1% are people that are very, very, very similar to the people in the source that you've selected up here. By going out there, it broadens it up a little bit and gives you a bigger chance. So down the road, if you want to start testing these things, you can make multiple audiences, maybe 3, and you can say, I want to select this range, and this range, and then it'll go and create that for you. For right now, we're just going to create one lookalike audience. We're going to go 0 to 1%. And once you start getting more data and start building this out, you're going to see a lot of different things that start happening here. But for right now, since we don't really have much data, we're just going to kind of step through. We might run into a couple of issues. So we're going to see that lookalikes now used ad set locations. You'll include locations when you create your ad sets instead. Formerly, you would actually, and I don't know if this is in every account, so if you see something a little different, you can pick your location there. Usually they want it based on a certain country, right? So if you're running ads in multiple countries, you're going to want to create lookalike audiences in the selected countries and have a certain amount of data for that country. But now you'll be doing it inside the ad set when we go into creating ads in the next section. So that's pretty much it. So as you can see here, we now have a custom audiences of people who've didn't fill out our lead form. We're making pretend this is people who did fill out the lead form. And we also have our 1% lookalike audience to match those people. So it's going to tell us, Facebook, go out there and find as many people as you can inside the criteria we select later on that are like these people and are most likely to fill out our lead form. And then we can start creating ads towards these people, and it's just going to get smarter and smarter. You'll see, in the beginning, it's going to do its best, but then as you keep getting leads and as this keeps populating, it's just going to get smarter. Your conversion rates will go higher. Your cost per lead will get lower, and it's just a really good thing. So I don't want to go too much into it. Those are how you create custom audiences and lookalike audiences. Down the road, we'll go a little bit deeper into each section.